Alrighty, tubers, I'm making a video with my phone, so sorry if the quality isn't the greatest, but here's a Versamo HRX 270, or 217, sorry. It's 6.5 horsepower, if I remember right, but it's a neighbor's lawnmower. It starts and runs for a second, shuts off. That's what he said anyways. We'll try it out here just to see what we got. Alrighty then. It runs just fine. It didn't shut off at all. I don't know why. Motor oils. It's alright. Probably go another half season. But yeah, as you can tell, it starts and runs just fine. Just strange. Maybe I'll start it up here and let it run for a little while. Let it heat up. He said that it runs for a little bit and then shuts off. And I didn't know if it was like the Tecumseh type of run and shut off, where you prime it, you start it up, and it runs for 5 seconds and shuts off. I don't know if it was something like that, or more like a coil pack type of problem where it heats up and shuts off. So we'll have to play around with it a little bit, see if we can find the problem. And if we can't, we'll go ahead and clean the carb out anyways, or at least flush it out. See if we can get it to run better, if that's a possibility. Let's see what... Alright, of course, once I shut the camera off, I find the problem. The choke's stuck. That's the problem here. I just started up again, and it was running, and then started running a little more rich, and then it just kind of shut itself off after running for a minute. It seems like the choke is actually stuck on there. Just stays choked, doesn't unchoke itself. It's one of those strange chokes that's like heat driven. There we go. I got that to move a little bit. Kind of sticks. I'll have to pull it apart here and look at it. Alright, YouTube. So, quick overview before we start working on it and getting things done. First off, that choke, the automatic choke, isn't working right. If you manually push it open, it'll run, warm up, and stay open, and it'll run perfectly. But it needs to do it on its own, hence the name automatic, or term, anyways. The drive was not working at all. You'd push your thumb drive down and it wasn't doing anything, and that was just a simple adjustment. As you can see, I adjusted it way out. This is where it was, and I adjusted it way out, so we'll have to tighten that up so it doesn't go anywhere. How you tighten it up and lock it up, you take your wrench on this side and your wrench on that side, and you twist them into each other and tighten it up, and they lock on each other, so it's not going to go anywhere. I need to do that. This knob does not work because there's so much grass on the under deck, so I need to fix that. I'm going to be doing this all tomorrow because it's getting late. I already had to make an adjustment on my camera and or phone, so you can see this. If I didn't make an adjustment, you wouldn't be able to see this mower at all. That's probably why the picture or the video quality is a little washed out. But I also got to check the oil and everything, but we'll do that tomorrow. So, sweet. See you then. Alrighty, so I got the camera stand out and got my actual camera out for you guys. Some of you YouTubers have so nicely commented to me that I need to get my camera stand back out and start using it a little bit more. And I do agree with you, my videos get a little shaky, so yeah. I'm thinking a little might be a bit of a underestimation or whatever. I can't think. I'm tired. So we're going to take this filter housing off. Take all these bolts out. The breather, or the blow-by tube, was stuck on the back of that. Wouldn't let it go, so got it off. So we're gonna go ahead and crouch down here. So there's two different possibilities of why this is sticking and not letting it move. One can be the top of the carburetor can be really dirty and it's not letting it move, or it can be like dirty, like old fuel, like the gum, the varnish, that's not letting it move. It can be, you know, this whole mechanism up here needing to be replaced. Like a, sorry, mosquito on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and bend this back a little bit. I do this on Hondas pretty often because this whole cover's in the way, but it's usually a hassle to pull the whole thing off. This one looks like it's just one bolt, but usually I can bend it out of the way a little ways and it doesn't hurt anything. So we're going to go ahead and pull the carburetor off here. Let's see, make sure the fuel is shut off. Fuel shut off valve is off now. I'm going to go grab a rag. These decks are really nice, but the only downside to them is they're really sensitive to gasoline, carburetor cleaners and stuff like that, and if you spray them with it, it will stain them and the stain will never come up. I found one way a while back to get the stain out, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been oil, it could have been lighter fluid, it could have been diesel, it could have been brake fluid. I can't remember. Those are just a few things I could think that it might be. So I'm going to go grab a rag and make sure we don't get too much of this everywhere. Alright, got my rags here. I'll set this underneath the carburetor. So any and all, this just came off. Any and all gasoline that drips will get soaked up by this, hopefully. So yeah, I went ahead and pulled this off. It is in the way this time. I don't know what really is that much different about this mower other than it being an automatic choke. And it's just hard in the way, so I got that moved. Oh, that's always fun. The actual petcock piece came out. That happens sometimes. Especially with these new Hondas. The new Hondas, that happens a lot. And yes, I was using a pair of vice grips to pull that off, but I wasn't squeezing very hard. So here's the carburetor. Just pushing it by finger, it's pretty easy to move this around. Seems okay. So I'll set this down off to the side here. I'm going to come around to the other side so I don't block the camera while I look at this part. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, I know it's digital zoom, but it's not bad. Alright, so this piece not sticking. Kind of. What the heck? Probably because it's already warm. It's pretty good temperature in there. So I probably just moved that piece out of the way and it's wanting to stay back now. Let's see. Let's go ahead and remove this piece and inspect it. First of all, that screw was really loose. Yeah, it's dirty, like they usually are. But yeah, you got some little extra dirt up in here. Got some what it looks like really fine like metal shavings or carbon, either or, but it's actually stuck open right now. See if I can kind of get this loose here. So that's open now. Kind of gets stuck. So that'll probably need to be cleaned. We'll just clean it, we won't lubricate it because that's coming in contact with a lot of dust and dirt and grime. I'm going to go ahead and pull this little piece out of here. Here's that same kind of grime. It's just like aluminum on aluminum. When that rubs together, it makes that black dust. It's kind of everywhere on everything. Oop. I'm wondering if that's the problem. With it just not moving freely, because I can manually push this over and it'll stay, and when it cools down, it'll push back. Kind of cleaning it off here. I've got a method of cleaning this. It usually works pretty well. Everything else does look clean. I'm gonna take this rag and kind of clean down in the hole that sits down in. Alright, so that's pretty clean inside there now. So let's go ahead and do the method on cleaning this and see if we can get it to work a little bit better. With some Honda plastics, you got to be careful with what you spray on them, because if you spray the wrong stuff, you warp the plastic. That's with any mower or any kind of plastic anyways, but seems like Honda's a little extra that way. Alrighty, sorry for the lighting here. We're going to take this, we're going to take it on this 2000 grit sandpaper, get it wet, and we're going to sand it down just a little bit, smooth it out, so it looks really nice and clean and uniform. So usually what it does is it catches on these burrs, and it doesn't let this piece move. So I'm going to take that and clean it up on the sandpaper. Alright, so we got that little piece cleaned. And now, yes, it can be the actual piece itself needing to be replaced, but in this situation I don't believe it is, because it seems like it still actuates, it still moves, and it seems like it still works fine, but it's just dirty. That's my honest opinion. I'd rather try something that's next to nothing or free to do, put it together and find out it still doesn't work, instead of buying a $30 piece. Know what I mean? Maybe some of you guys kind of feel the same way. So we're going to assemble it here. Start putting all the pieces back together. And if I can find all the pieces. It's always nice, isn't it? Spastic cat. Alright, well, might as well, while we've got the carburetor off, to inspect it and make sure it's clean. First dump all the fuel out. Then grab your 10 mil. This gasoline's still dumping everywhere. Pull the bottom off just to see what kind of shape the carb's in. Whether it's horribly filthy or clean. It's clean. That doesn't need any attention at all. Everything's just sparkly clean underneath. So that's good. This is a garaged mower, so sits in the garage 24/7. Except for being used on the grass, of course. Alright, well, we're getting back together here. Just reassembling everything, make sure everything's back to the way it was. Let's see. I've got to make sure these gaskets don't go on upside down. They will go up on upside down, but engine won't want to run. Or won't enjoy running, really. These Hondas are picky like that. I'm sorry today. I don't feel like running. It's a shame too. It's a beautiful day to mow. There's the voice of a Honda lawnmower. Pity ones, anyways, or the picky ones. Alright, well, let's start it up. Let's see what we've got out of. We have gotten out of doing that. Let's turn the gas back on. We'll start it up, let it run for a second, let it warm up, and see just what it does. Sorry about that. My battery's died, but I've got I had some extras right here with me, so it's running kind of okay. I'll definitely look at it still, just to make sure if you don't see another video about that carburetor, then you can assume that it works perfectly or well enough. Let's check the oil here. Alrighty, let's back the dipstick off. My lovely work pants. Alright, so with a Honda, for those of you who don't know, you don't screw the dipstick in all the way. I used to on some of my old videos, and I've been told more than once by multiple people, you don't do that. And I knew that when they were telling me it, but there's nothing I can do. I can't go back in time and smack myself upside the head and tell me I should have had a V8. So what you do is just insert it. What I do is I'll run the dipstick along the top of the tube until it comes down, and then when I pull it out, I'll do the same. Because instead of dipping it into the oil and then looking at your level, I want to make sure it's telling me the right reading. Sorry for the noise in the background. There's a train going by. So we're a little low there. We're just right there, which isn't bad. Oil's a little dirty, but the customer didn't want it done, so it's not my choice to be made. Another thing to be done, see if you're still in frame here, I need to clean the bottom of the deck still. As you can see, it's really, really bad. It's really, really dirty. So that definitely needs to be cleaned. So we'll get that cleaned, and I guess we'll move on.